Whisper Cup, he's going to continue doing that as well. Malphite copped a little bit of a nerf, but they're just going to go up against the Camille with that one. Can be dangerous, considering the true damage that you do get. But Summit should be able to have some control in that lane. And we'll see how it's going to pair alongside the Graves. It does offer magic damage, so you can have a better time in a 2v2.
Is he? Is the question that will be answered over the next few weeks.
Yeah, and he looked pretty informed when he saw him, but it was a very small sample size. When we're talking about, when we're talking about UCal, we'll talk about 2018. When we're talking about Blank, we'll talk about 2020 over in Japan. As we've got a bit of a flash in here, as Croco just going to be obliterated. Samira locks down the dragon, and I don't know why Croco stood there. I actually wasn't about to get hyped because I thought, oh, he'll just quick draw away from this one. It's too dangerous.
But no, he even could try to hold that thought.
Oh, yeah, speaking of being cut to pieces, the Unstoppable Force is going to be stoppable, unfortunately, because of the ultimate out of Doran, but he's still able to damage Spike. UCal running away from Summit here. As you can see, Zeus off to the side. It's a bit of a bait here set up. Gravity Field is fantastic. As Summit's going down incredibly low. The Emperor's Divide wasn't actually great. Sort of regrouped KT for them as Summit will burn down. But in the end, it is going to be a trade. More money on the map, so as time goes on and, 10 minutes into the future, I'm going to hold that thought as Doran going down to about half health, has to flash to get himself out. Croco right over there, and Hextech Ultimatum, he's going to burn down in the sky. Let's see how this one's going to go. Solar Flare comes in as Summit has to flash away. Unstoppable Force just does absolutely nothing as UCal takes down the Rockman. The Infernal Drake's joining in on this fight now as Effort will be going down. Blank picks up that kill. Croco secures the Drake. But at what cost is the question? Two members of Live Sandbox limping away in Root and Fate, but I guess
here for UCal as well, just to guarantee even more damage, is they're actually going to make a play around Baron because there's no vision here whatsoever for Live Sandbox. They're slowly finding out about this, but this is going to be a long walk to the Baron pit. They might just be too late.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether this is going to be something they commit to. You can see Samira's walking from base, just not going to be there. Blank's going to secure the Baron. And Summit, he's going down extraordinarily low. The headbutt pulse doesn't really work, but at least the Unstoppable Force gets some work done. But the Rock is going to immediately fall down. Effort now also, that will is looking far more breakable than it wanted to be. Blank off to the side, and Liv Sandbox is going to limp away. Yeah, and he's also a Lilia that does damage. This isn't going to be the more supportive variety that we saw yesterday as Root. He's going down extraordinarily low. UCal just going to fight him out, and that is looking too difficult. Summit can possibly solo ult him, but decides instead to try and make his way out. Not really doing too much there as Hybrid just gets rid of the Malphite, and it feels like this game very close to over. Effort just doing his best to peel, but they're not going to be able to get any kills. They lose.
Fighter, which wasn't able to team fight, unfortunately, correctly. Or just wasn't able to get value. I don't want to say incorrectly as, oh god.
Hybrid just avoids the Emperor's Divide so beautifully with the supercharger. Oh my goodness. It's the last time we talk up Fate. It seemed to have not helped.
Watch this again.
We're going to have a look at this one more time. Hybrid, I believe, just landed a W.
Hits.
And then pressed R.
And then Fate goes too far away from the turret, so he's going in. I don't even think if the Emperor Divide hits under turret.
What about 504? Does 504 405? Can he get an assist?
I'd have to Google how those, they work. Man. I don't know. I only know 303, 404.
Well, this Baron's going down very low. Liv Sandbox look like they want to try and get a fight here. Collateral damage not going to quite make it work.
Okay.
The Emperor's Divide that we wanted to see, but do they actually have enough items to fight this squad as Doran does have a big old shield. Zeus is in here as well. UCal very, very healthy, and he just goes through. That death ray is so aptly named as he picks up a double now. Doran gets on in there. The triple kill for UCal. He still had a stopwatch, ladies and gentlemen, and Blank comes back in just to steal away the kill, and that will be the ace, and that's going to be the game.
Yeah, that was a example of what happens if the engage goes well for Liv Sandbox. If that had happened maybe 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, this could look like a different game, but unfortunately, even with the perfect engage, the damage output is way too high. UCal didn't even have to use his Zonias until the end of the fight.
Yeah, the very, very end, and now as the Nexus turrets are going down, Wolf, what is 706? What's that area code?
I think that might actually be Georgia.
That's a much bigger one. And Effort's going to come through, doesn't even get to die as the Nexus is going to beat him to it. KT, looking like the KT that we were ready for.
It gives you a little bit of extra semi-global presence on the map. You can roam with the Nidalee. You can be, at least attempt to be a lot more oppressive against the Quinn in the top lane. You kind of pair with Renekton there and try to dominate that lane, but it's a tall ask. I think a lot of this game really is going to come down to the lane. Oh god, well.
Ow.
UCal is just showing everybody that he does, in fact, as the commentators, the Korean commentators said earlier, have his memory back. He remembers how to play the mid lane now. Say about her state of the game, it's not enough.
Well, this might be a bit of a change as Root's trying to get that damage in. Solar Flare doesn't get the stun though as Croco. He finds Blank, and that's real dangerous. Killer Instinct. Oh, I could feel Hybrid just wanting it.
Definitely vision advantage right now. Or positional advantage and vision advantage to Live Sandbox. As UCal's looking for a solo kill here. Summit's on his way.
Yep, and he's surrounded by 5 people. Flashes forward, Fate, one more auto, and he will be able to get first blood, but he can't get there. Everyone collapses, and UCal maybe a little bit overexcited.
6 gold behind at the moment.
No! All of that 6 gold, as here's the flash solar flare, and that's another dead UCal. Oh dear, he really did put a target on the back of his head.
Looks like he's sandbox, but not all funneled the way they would have liked to have it.
Well, there's the Weaver's Wall, and this crocodile is dead, guys. There's no real 2 ways about it. Not even much of a health bar to be sacrificed in order to get there, and they're going to be able to augment this with a turret. KT, great macro play as Spear is going to connect. This Dragon now available, and KT is starting it off. They don't want to give a Infernal away before starting to win some fights as Doran with his Harrier just scouting the area. Teleport will come in as it's Croco that secures it once again. It's Soul Point as Effort dives on into the back line. Tau is going to fall down as well because of the Rift Herald, but Fate gets himself into the back of the fight. Hybrid having to flash, and now the Samira gets in amongst it, but Shockwave was held onto. Now Zeus gets forward as UCal's trying to keep them alive, but he can't really do it. Croco now fighting the Orianna, but UCal's very strong, and Doran off to the side, trying to fight this one out as well, but it is still going to be a one fight for Live Sandbox, and they got the Dragon. UCal now going to be jumped on by Croco. He is going to survive. Flash forward once again, and once again, not able to do quite enough. As this fight is going on for so damn long, there's a blast cone here for Doran to use as he uses it to get rid of Summit, but he can't get rid of the kitty cat, who is going to die by the looks of things. Now Summit finds himself in an alcove, and he will be taken down. And I think that might even out the trade, but I'm not entirely sure.
It took forever. It certainly did. I think it ends up being a fairly even trade. All this entire time.
Around head back to the mid lane. Killer Instinct available. They want to use it as this blue buff just exiting his home for a few moments.
Oh,
There's now KT with some position, but in goes the Solar Flare, only getting a bit of a slow onto UCal, who can now regain control. 3-man Shockwave right on the back line, but it hasn't actually locked anyone down. Heroic exit just to keep everyone alive, and the Weaver's Wall is going to split up the fight. Hybrid utilizing it now to lock down the Samira, and the entire bottom lane probably going to fall here. The Void Seeker, will it actually come out? The answer's no. But it looks like KT have done enough. That's a good knock up there onto Doran, but it's just not enough. The fight feels like it's already lost. Without the Samira, they're just not the same.
No, certainly not. Once the Samira's gone, I mean, look at the damage output in that fight. 376, taken out super early. And that was a beautiful fight from KT Rolster. I mean, I was about to say this is unwinnable, this fight for KT. They were out of position. There was a vision advantage for Live Sandbox. I mean, the cards were stacked against them, but they fought beautifully. And Hybrid's flank on the side, he waited till the last possible moment to engage, did a lot of poke damage, and then the Weaver's Wall comes in very, very late into the fight when Live Sandbox have utilized most of their utility and Samira is no longer relevant. We're going to see an attempt to take this Baron away, but not
over and over. Every time it gets easier, I guess, because you do have yourself an Infernal Drake, you know, augmenting your stats, but now KT in position. The Drake's going to reset, though. This is going to be a 50-50. As Hybrid's getting poked out, these spears are powerful. As into the backline, there's the Shockwave! Special cow delivery, I love it! But the Infernal Soul does go over to Live Sandbox. The fight is not over yet, but maybe it's beginning because the Samira is gone. Croco is gone. The other Croco, he's about to leave as well. As now Fate, he's trying to get out of there. And Effort is as well, but no damage is left over. Blank? Okay, he's got his Zonyas. He'll be fine. As Fate, maybe not so much. He won't be fine, actually. He's dead, but Still, they're going to win out this fight. They're probably going to get themselves an ace, as Doran is going to chase effort to the ends of the earth. That's a double kill for the Quinn, and this may just be the game.
They're trying to push for it here. The inhibitor is shoved down already, and they're just looking at finishing this game. I mean, they were potentially thinking about it, but with the low death timers, and we're still only 28 minutes into the game, they're going to perhaps try to convert this.
The game is just done, but I thought there might have been a window. Weaver's Wall going to come through as Samira going to be able to block it off, as you can see right there. But in the back of the fight, you can see Croco just going to be taken down by Doran. He's so strong on this Quinn. His effort also going to feel the pain. And now Zeus just frontlining. Summit trying to do the same thing, but he's in and he's out. The heroic entrance, not looking so heroic, just looking a bit silly. As now we've got the Samira trying to pop off, but she's too far behind. And that's the fight we were talking about. It came in pretty quickly, and KT will this time win the game.
She's too far behind. She's not in position. And KT trying to set up for that Baron take. They had the vision control there. Liv Sandbox felt the pressure. They walked in, but they didn't get to take the fight on their terms. And that's what happens if you're a Samira that's behind. You end up being the last one to come into a team fight where it's already over before you get to pop off. And that's the end of it. It's going to be KT stealing this win again in the late game. It's going to be a 2-0.
Yeah. And that's going to be the double from Doran as well, saving the Quinn. 9, 1, and 8 in the end of this one. I wasn't convinced of the Quinn pick at the beginning of the game. I don't know whether I still am, but damn, that's one hell of a scoreline. That extra movement speed that he was able to get. And Croco in that last fight did absolutely nothing because the bird of prey came down from the sky and snapped him up like he was a frog or a lizard or something like that.
Indeed. You know, as someone who's been following Korean esports forever, to see Hirai on KT Rollster and see